Okay, so the next thing we are going to analyze is the size of the QRS complex in terms of height and width. We're not going to speak a lot about the height at this point in time because we're going to go into detail when we speak about chamber enlargement. In terms of the width of the QRS complex, it's something we've spoken about already, and we're just going to rehash that. So narrow is equal to 0.1 seconds, or, well, less than or equal to, which is the same as 2.5 small boxes. Prolonged is greater than 0.1 but less than 0.12, which is greater than 2.5 but less than 3. Okay, and then wide is greater than or equal to 0.12 seconds. All of this is seconds, which is the same as, wow, am I cooked, chat? Hold on, this is not a good, yeah, greater than, so greater than or equal to 0.12, same as greater than or equal to 3 small boxes. So if we look at the CCG, let's just pick a QRS complex because they're all the same. Let's look at V4. We can see that the QRS complex is from here to here. All right, so that's about 1, 2 small boxes, right? And each small box is 0.04. So this QRS complex width or duration is 0.08. Right? Just briefly, in case I didn't really go through it in detail, what does QRS complex duration really mean? Like, who cares? Well, what it denotes is the normal conduction of impulses through the His-Purkinje system. Right? So ventricle with septum, got that, and it's saying that that's what's happening. So the concept is, as I would have mentioned earlier, all cardiac cells have the capacity for automaticity, conduction, and contractility. But there are specialized cells which do each function the best. So the His-Purkinje system is best at conduction. If that is damaged, or if impulses are not traveling through that pathway, then we get impulses traveling through myocytes, and these impulses travel much more slowly. So impulses that travel through the His-Purkinje system should look like that, which is narrow. And if it's traveling through an abnormal system, right, so it's bypassing the His-Purkinje system, it should look something like that, wide. So you can think of it like this. You have point A and point B, and you have 2 roads, right? Let's say there's a mountain, and you have a highway and a tunnel that goes through the mountain, right? And on this highway you can drive 120 km per hour. Cool. You're probably going to reach your destination pretty fast. And then you have another road that takes you up into the mountains, you know. It's long and windy. Alright? But you're still gonna get you're still gonna get to point B. And in addition to it being a longer route because it's long and windy, you also can only travel maybe, I don't know, 60 kilometers per hour, because you're going through residential areas, you're passing schools, all kind of stuff like that, right? So that's the same thing as what's happening in the heart. If you follow the highway, the time taken to depolarize the heart is short, and you get a nice narrow QRS complex like this. If you take the long windy road, so you're depolarizing through the ventricles in a roundabout fashion, it's the same as taking the long hilly route, and it's going to take forever, so you get a wide QRS complex. Okay, so always remember that on the ECG, the y-axis is millivolts and the x-axis is time. So anything that's wide takes long, and anything that's narrow is taking a short amount of time. Okay.